Hey guys, welcome back. I am about 98% sure that my neighbor across the street thinks I'm crazy because I'm sitting in front of my window filming, and we just moved in this neighborhood 2 months ago. So, you know, like, it's been snowy outside, so we haven't really been out connecting with people. And so, I think they see me in my window filming right now and they're like, what is she doing? Welcome back, you guys. If you're new, my name is Jamie and I am a wife to my husband of almost 10 years this May, and a mom to 4 little kids that are ages 6 all the way down to 1. We are a homeschooling family and we also live on 1 income. Now, I get the question of how we budget, how do we live on 1 income? I get this question all the time. To be completely transparent with you, John and I are 29 and 30. I'm 29, I'll be 30 this year, he'll be 31. And we're not perfect. John and I are not perfect. I just want to put that out here at the very beginning. We are not debt free. I know that that is a little bit like, it's a taboo subject, but we're not debt free. So that being said, we have student loans, our car payment, our mortgage payment, and then a personal loan that we pay off. So that's 4 separate forms of debt that we pay off every single month. John and I have done credit cards. We have learned the hard way that credit cards are not our friend. I don't like them and I avoid them at all costs, simply because I don't want to have debt in that sense. Our mortgage and our student loans, there's not a ton we can do right now, so we're just trucking along and paying those every month. But our personal loan that we pay on and also our auto loan are 2 things that we are hustling to get paid off because we want them paid off. We don't want to have to pay on those every single month, and those are a debt that we can visually see. You know, we can see it diminishing as we hustle and we work towards it. So how the heck do we do that? How do we hustle? How do we work towards stuff? How do we afford to have 4 kids, a family of 6, and 1 income? What does that look like? Well, to make something that might be really complicated, try to make it as easy for you guys to understand as possible. We pay what our bills are every single month. We pay our bills. We pay our mortgage, we pay our water, we pay our cell phone, we pay our internet, we pay our trash, our electricity, our natural gas. We pay the bills that we have committed to paying every single month. We pay those by God's grace and mercy that he provides for us, that my husband has a job, not in our power, but in his. So first and foremost are our bills that we have every single month. Those get paid. Then I budget our groceries, and we spend the same amount of money every single week on groceries. There are some times when I'm going through Walmart and I'm like, I want those Oreos too. And I spend a little bit more money than what I should spend. Or I see a bottle of wine at Aldi that I really want. But thankfully, because we shop at Aldi and because we shop at Walmart, I feel like we never feel too pinched. I meal plan every week, so we know exactly the meals that we're gonna have and the ingredients that we have to have for those meals. But I do get our kids snacks. We get fruit snacks. We get treats for the house because I feel like those are life-giving. Like, I don't know, I like having Oreos in our house. Like, that's a fun thing. So things like that we do budget for. I have treats in my house, but all of those things fall under the umbrella of what our weekly budget looks like. So we budget every single week. I go to the grocery store every week. I know exactly the amount of money that I have to spend at the grocery store every week. And I got this idea actually from Jordan Page, who is from funcheaperfree.com. I remember her saying it is a lot easier to budget money and make it last for 7 days versus 30 days or 14 days, right? So you can make anything work for 7 days is what she says. And that really resonated with me, and it helps me to budget. So if we have extra expenses during the month, let's say we had a daddy-daughter dance last month, and so we had to pay for John and Fiona to go, and it really wasn't that much money, but I'm using it as an example of like an extra thing. So like buying a corsage, making sure that I have their tickets purchased, she needed a dress for her, like things like that, right? That's an extra expense that happens. It doesn't happen all the time. But if we have something like that that's going on, and I know that we're gonna have a little bit less money for groceries or something like that, it's so much easier for me to think, I can do that for 7 days. And most of the time when I go grocery shopping, it's like 5 days. If I go on like a Sunday and then I know John gets paid on Friday, you know? So it's so much easier for me in my mindset to think, I can make this work for 5 to 7 days versus having to plan for 30 days. And then if something comes up that I didn't think about, or if we run out of something, or, you know, it's a little bit harder to do that for me. So meal planning and doing it on a weekly basis is huge for us. I feel like that is a saving grace. For John and I, like, we want to live our life too. Like, I want to be able to stop at Starbucks and grab a coffee because I enjoy getting a coffee at Starbucks. I want to be able to go through Target once in a while and just go to the dollar section and get something at the dollar section. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to live my life. Now, I don't want to be foolish with my money and do that every single day. Like, there's a difference between living and being foolish, but I also, like, I want to be able to live, if that makes sense. I want to be able to, like, enjoy those things. And for some of you guys, that might not even be, like, you don't care about that. That's not enjoyable for you. Some people go on trips and vacations and they save up money for that. Some people have memberships to things where they spending over $100 on a membership somewhere every month is really important to them. That's what makes the world go round. We are all different. For me, in this season of life, we don't take a lot of vacations. I've got 4 little kids and that sounds exhausting to me. But I do enjoy being able to get my kids in the van and drive to Starbucks and go get a coffee. And so we do budget money for that. But in doing that, whenever you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another. So we are saying no to other things that other people might really view as valuable in their life, and that's why they don't choose to go grab a coffee at Starbucks, you know? Things like this are where it's hard because I feel like people can get very judgy and they can take offense and, like, take things personal when it's like, what is that saying? I'm not living my life at you. I'm living my life. I'm not living my life at you. I try to every month sit down and look at my calendar and think, okay, do I have a baby shower this month? Is there a birthday this month? Is there an event where we're gonna have to go out and we're gonna have to get a babysitter? Is that, like, what is, I look at, like, the extra expenses, and those get put into our budget as well. And sometimes we are making our penny stretch as much as possible. Now, John and I are the kinds of people where we have extra side hustles that we do because living on one income is difficult with 4 kids and trying to pay off debt and trying to do all of those things. We do have side hustles. So John sells stuff on eBay. He rebinds Bibles. I've mentioned to you guys before that every single week I'll go over to my dad's house and I clean his house for him, like 2 weekends a month on like a Saturday. My girlfriend, my good friend of mine, owns an event bartending business, and so I do weddings. Sometimes other events, but most of the time it's weddings, and I will bartend at weddings, and so I'll bring in extra cash from that. So we are always looking for ways to use our hands to bring in some extra money. I feel like at the end of the day, God has always provided what we need. And sometimes we can stress so much about the balance in our bank account, or about the future, about being able to, what's our life gonna look like in 10 years? I need to do X, Y, and Z so I can be here. And I think that's really important. But something that I've learned in our life is that God has sustained us and He's brought us what we need at the right time. For example, I remember last July, I think it was, we had an extra expense for John's license plates, and then we had Fiona's birthday party, and I don't know if it was like a medical bill or something, but we had something else that was really big. And I remember just looking at our budget for the month and I was like, oh. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess if we take a little bit less here, we do this, you know how what you do with a budget, right? And lo and behold, my girlfriend called me that owns this bartending business, and I ended up like picking up 2 extra weddings, and I'm not even kidding you, the money that I made was exactly the money that I needed. So it was just like God's constant provision when we're faithful and we trust Him and we don't trust in our own power. He is faithful and He provides for us over and over and over again. So that is kind of like how we do our budget. That's kind of what it looks like. I know it wasn't like perfectly like written out for you guys, but I just wanted to let you know that if you're not perfect in your budget, you're not alone. If there's anything that I can help you with, or any details that you want more information on, comment down below and I will try to get back with you and help you, or make another video if I need to, and kind of let you know. But that's what our budget looks like every month. We have bills to pay, we have have mouths to feed, and we have extra expenses that come up, and that's kind of how we budget it. We start with the bills that we owe, that we need to take care of, and our groceries and feeding our family, and then the extras just kind of come out when we can, and we know that sometimes we're gonna have to say no to things, and then sometimes if we hustle a little extra, we can say yes to stuff. That's the reality of what our life is. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that this was a little bit something different for me to share with you guys what our budget looks like. So thanks so much for watching this today, you guys. I hope that you are doing fabulous, and I'll see you guys in the next one.